What's up, guys? Alright, this video, man, let's talk about wood. There are all kinds of wood out there. I'm doing a project right now that calls for the hardest wood that I have. The hardest wood that I own is, I believe it's called Lichtenbeidem. I probably pronounced that wrong. It's a green kind of wood. It oxidizes and has a crystallization on the outside of it. I promise you it is the hardest wood you'll ever come by. There's nothing more solid about this piece of wood. It's very lightweight, but the density of it, its grain is packed so tightly. I believe it grows in a desert. But yeah, that would be the hardest wood I have ever come across. Now, like I said, there are many kinds of wood. You have softwoods like pine and cedar. Then you kind of get into a more soft wood. It's a hardwood, but it's the hardwood is a softer hardwood, I believe. You've got white oak, and then you have red oak, and there's a good difference between red oak and white oak. With red oak has pores that run. Don't get me wrong, white oak does too, but they're a little more packed. Red oak has these pores that run completely through it like straws. All of these woods have pores in them, but with red oak and white oak, there's a big difference. You can tell the difference just if you look at the end grain of it. The edge cut, not the end grain, but the side grain. If you look at it, you can see these, it looks like worm swirls or something in white oak. Red oak doesn't necessarily have that. At least to my knowledge, I haven't seen it yet. Red oak is not ideal for boats, water areas, stuff like that, because it will carry the water from the bottom to the top. It does absorb water very fast. It is a very hard wood. It's a good wood. But for construction purposes, near marine purposes, water, it is not the wood of choice. Then you have pecan. Pecan is a really tight-grained wood. It works very well for many projects. Pecan is a good source of material, especially in Oklahoma. Oklahoma, you can get a lot of pecan. Oak is more readily available. Now, if you go to the store like Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, red oak is very expensive. Oak is everywhere. I have white oak trees. I probably got 100 of them on the property that I live on. In red oak, I'm not real sure the difference between the outside of the tree. I'm sure they're pretty close, in similarity. But yeah, like I said, this is readily available. Pecan is readily available at any sawmill. Yeah. You have a wood called cocobolo. This is an exotic wood. It is relatively porous, not too porous. Its pores don't exactly line up from top to bottom. They do, but they're a little more scattered and sporadic. You can get lucky and get some, the dark meat of the tree, which is not the heart, the center, but the pith or whatever they call it. But right outside that, like for walnut, that'd be the dark part of walnut. Or you can get the sapwood. And a lot of times when you buy this cocobolo at stores and pin blanks, it's going to be more sapwood than anything. It's the scrap cut off that they don't want. They could sell you 10 sticks for 20 bucks and make some money. So, then you have Oklahoma. It's readily available. Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a tree that grows in Oklahoma, Texas. This is a wood that I wouldn't say is readily available at a sawmill. It's not a wood that people cut very often. This is curly eucalyptus, and all curly means is when you get a crotch of a tree, it's in that vicinity. It's a twisted grain pattern, a wavy pattern, real pretty. Eucalyptus has got real pretty colors, yellows and tans, sometimes darker browns, but it's kind of like a hologram look, and it's real pretty. Like I was telling you about Lichtenbeidem, Lichtenbeidem is a dark brown wood, sometimes found in a more tanner colored, but the exterior of it, the outside of it it'll oxidize and turn green. The sap in it, it's so cram-packed. The wood is just so tight that if you ever get a piece of it, boy, you'll know exactly what it is when you're cutting it. The smell, it smells like citronella is exactly what it smells like. I mean, it's like a mosquito thing right there. I wonder if it actually worked for mosquitoes. But I'm using these for blade guides for my bandsaw building, and I think that's going to be a perfect wood. I don't think you could ask for a better wood. Moving on to walnut. Walnut is a native wood to Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, northern Oklahoma, getting into Kansas, you're kind of starting to spread it thin. It likes a wetter environment, but at the same time, it's a nut tree, so nut trees got to have a lot of moisture. Not a wood, it's an acrylic blank. These are readily available at any store you want. This is called Red Heart. Red Heart is a gorgeous wood. I love wood for their colors. The color is amazing. I never knew that these colors existed 4 years ago, before I started doing any woodwork. I thought everything was stained. I never knew that there were so many defined colors when it comes to wood. Sequoia is, this Red Heart, it's not really a dense, I mean, it is a dense wood. It's a hardwood. It's an exotic hardwood. It is expensive depending on the stock that you get. Like a 2x2x12 cost me $8.50, which isn't bad. I mean, it's one turning stick. And I cut this down into pin blanks, and I probably waste more than I should. I haven't gotten lucky enough to get any crotch areas or figured yet, but I think the figured version of this Red Heart would be amazing. I think that would be something that anybody doing furniture making or cabinetry, stuff like that, that right there, pins, that's the way to go. Purple Heart is another gorgeous wood. Now, a lot of times Purple Heart will bleach in the sun. Any UV light, stuff like that, it'll bleach the exterior of it. A good quick tip. Why would I say trip? Tip. A good tip to bringing out that real dark purple. Now, you can make this dark, I mean to black dark if you wanted to. Black obviously is burnt, but you don't want to burn it. Friction heat works great. When you're turning a pin, friction heat works amazing to bring out that dark purple. All you're doing is bringing that sap to the surface, and then you seal it with like super glue or something, and it's another amazing wood. Just a purple, it's a very dense wood. When it comes to density, I would say it's up there with Lichtenweiden, and like I said, I'm sorry if that is not the right name, but to me, Lichtenweiden is a, I know I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. It's a more densely packed wood compared to Purple Heart. Purple Heart's more compact than Walnut. Walnut's a very light wood. It's a hardwood. It's a beautiful wood. It's a wood that is used for furniture making. I'm sure it is probably one of the most favorited woods out there. I mean, there's many. Here's a piece of scraps that I got from the sawmill, just to kind of give you an idea. This is a piece of walnut. And this, I got $5 for all I can carry. And if you can see that, that is just insane. That is just a piece of wood to... And, you know, obviously they didn't know what they had, because this is something you would find at Rockler. And they're charging you an arm and a leg for a board like this. So, a great place to get wood like that is a sawmill. They use it, they put that stuff as cutoffs. They don't like the crotch areas and stuff like that. They're worried about pumping out straight lumber. So, we've gone out to Purple Heart. We've done that one, Cocobolo, Red Heart. Here we go, olive wood. Olive wood comes from Jerusalem. I do believe it grows in other places, but I know that the olive tree. This is olive wood. This stuff is really cool. It's got a waxy kind of texture to it. That's if you've never turned olive wood, I would suggest turning olive wood. It's got a pleasing scent, along with Lichtenweiden, walnut. Purple Heart doesn't have as pleasing of a scent. It's got a good smell to it. It's just not as sweet. Padauk. I swear up and down Padauk has to have a nut. It's got to be a plant, a tree that has a nut on it. I don't think it does, but it should, because it is up there with walnut when it comes to smell. There is a smell about Padauk when you cut it that is very alluring and sweet, and that is something that I would recommend. If you ever get a chance to work with Padauk, Padauk is an awesome wood. It's an oranger colored wood. A lot of times, when oxidized in the air, it'll turn red, and it'll just get redder and redder and redder, or it could go tan. Some pieces go tan, some pieces go red, some go lighter orange. I've got some pieces that are just blood red. There's many other woods out there, some woods that are just insanely expensive, some of them that aren't too expensive that are awesome to work with. So I hope this video kind of explained to you guys a little bit about what kinds of woods there are. There's one I forgot to mention, and this is one of my favorite woods out there, besides the ones that smell great and the colors. And this is more of a bland kind of wood when it comes to color. But this is maple. I believe it's rock maple is what it's called. Hard maple. It's known by many names. But the pattern in the side of it is very distinguished when it comes to this kind of maple. And a lot of people have it and they don't understand what they've got. And if I can't get it zoomed in, I'm sorry. But there's these like square lines in it. And this is a hand plane I'm working on. Coming out rather well, I might say. But guys, I want to thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all watching the video. I'll put a couple links up to a few of my other videos, either here or here. I know the subscribe button's down there to the right. I'd appreciate it if y'all would subscribe. It'd help me out. This isn't my first video. I've been doing videos for about a year now. I've gotten a little better at it. My content's getting better in my opinion. And my close family and friends around me, they feel it's getting better as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you feel this video is worthy of sharing to your friends, share away. I would love that. That'd be great. That'd help me support. That gives me confidence that I'm giving you content that you enjoy. If you want to subscribe to this channel, don't pick this video as your reason to subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed it that much to where you want to subscribe. But if it's not the choice that you have, check out some of my other videos. I'll leave a couple links somewhere in this vicinity. Check a couple of the other ones out before you make your decision. I feel that I'm going in the right direction. I feel you'll enjoy the content. If you like what I like, I think you'll like what I've done. There are many more videos to come. I've got many videos already shot and ready to go. I'll be releasing videos twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays. This is Saturday's video. This was explaining a little bit about some of the woods that I work with, some of the woods that I like. And there's just a variety of wood out there. It's just amazing what you can come across these days. And like I said, if you're new to the woodworking world, boy, you're in for a ride. That's all I gotta tell you. You'll come across things you never thought existed. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't know about the colors. To me, and everybody thinks I'm crazy when I talk about the colors, but yeah, you'll see exactly what I mean, and the smells. I mean, it's just amazing stuff. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Thanks. Have a good one, guys.